Christmas only exists because we say it does. Most things that we perceive as existing outside of our conscious experience don't actually. Um, and that's not to say that there aren't things that exist outside of our conscious experience. Like there most likely are, and even if there isn't, there's no way for us to tell. But this ties back to some of my other more recent videos where basically over the past year I've begun to personally like understand things that I thought I already knew, but I guess I didn't, at least not in the way that I do now. Like I have a better understanding of them. And one of them is that life literally is whatever you make of it, whatever you make it be. When I reflect on the last several years of me like actually trying to get my life together, not just this last year that I've been documenting that process, but the last several years, because it was about 2019. Well, even as far back as like 2017, but really in 2019 is when I was like really starting to try to get my life together, and I can see through the ebbs and flows, not just as far as back as 2017, but like throughout my entire life. When life is going good, by my standards of what I deem like what I want life to be, is because I'm putting in the effort and actually just doing the things that I want to do. And when life is going bad, in my perception, it's because I'm not doing the things I want to do. I'm wasting time like watching YouTube videos, or back in the day I was scrolling on my phone, but I've been off all social media for like a year now. 2 years now? Two? Wait. 1 year. One year. Okay, hold on. I got confused. Wait a minute. No, so yeah, I've been off of all social media for like a year. And that's been great. But honestly, I still got to keep going back to journaling. Journaling is by far the greatest thing I have ever done in my life, because at the end of every day, you're forced to confront yourself, to face yourself, to be honest with yourself and be like, what did I actually do today? Because if you're going to write down what you did each day and keep a log of your life, you have to be honest with yourself. What did I actually do? Did I do the things that I wanted to do, or did I waste my time scrolling? And yeah, these like traditions like Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these holidays, they only exist because we do them. We just decide and commit to it and say every year on this day, we're going to do these things. And sometimes that's great, sometimes it's not. I personally don't celebrate Christmas in any way. My family does, and I go to that. But I don't really participate. I don't buy gifts. If someone wants to give me a gift, I can, but I don't expect it at all. It's just nice to have the family gathering, regardless of the time of year. But then there's other family traditions that I really do enjoy. For example, the night before the opening day of deer hunting, and I don't deer hunt. Maybe next year, but I've never done it before. I never really even considered it growing up. Just wasn't interested. Maybe next year, I don't know. But point is, the night before, everyone in the family that does deer hunting and a couple of people that don't, we all get together and we have a meal and we just talk about how the last year has been. These are people on the other side of the family that I only get to see maybe once or twice a year. And then we play cards. We play card games, usually some of the same games in between the sheets, and some like variations of poker, and we bet with quarters. I guess they've been doing this for decades, because we do it at it was I think the original building, but now we had to replace it because the old one was just not safe to be in, so we had to tear it down and build a new one. But this was the land that my great grandpa or great grandpa, I don't know, it's been in the family for a long time. He used to be like a farmer out there, like legit homesteader back in the day, and so for decades I guess my dad's entire life, possibly. They've done this, and way back they would bet with pennies, and they've joked about how their dad or their grandpa would just like have an absolute heart attack. We saw this many quarters on the table because of how quarters were worth so much more back then, and now they're not really worth much. But yeah, is that if he had seen this many quarters on the table, he'd be like, "What are you guys doing?" Just because of how the value of money has changed over time. But that I really, really enjoyed. I really, really liked that. I really missed that last year. And yeah, that just ties into this. And also, right, the other point I was going to get to today in this video is I posted a video on the 21st, which is the winter solstice. That's what I celebrate instead of Christmas and instead of New Year's. That is my like all of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all of those combined. That's what I do on the 21st, or at least that's the meaning it has to me. But I don't actually have the traditions. Like I don't actually do anything on that day to celebrate it in the way that I kind of want to going forward. And then the 23rd is exactly 6 months after my previous birthday and 6 months before my next birthday. It's right smack in the middle. And on the 21st, I had decided I wanted to get back to uploading every other day. So then the 23rd would have been the next video. And I just didn't do it. Honestly, it's the 25th right now, and I honestly don't even remember what I did that day. I think I just woke up and went straight to my computer, got distracted, and watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and then went to work. I wanted to celebrate the day in some way. At the very least, have a video talking about, oh right, also the 23rd is Festivus for the rest of us from Seinfeld. So yeah, I was going to make a video about that. But I just didn't. And now it's Christmas. So 4 days later, so it's like I missed that one in the middle. But this all just continuously ties into, or everything that I'm bringing up in this video is tying into this realization that life is whatever you make it. I wanted to have a video out on the 23rd, and I just didn't. And so the record, I'm not sure how to I'm not sure how to explain this because I'm not like fully understanding it myself, but like what I wanted to be is not, because I didn't do the thing that I wanted to do. I didn't make a video. And so life isn't what I wanted it to be because I didn't do what I wanted to do. And it is this other thing, which is me having a gap there that I didn't want to have there. Life is, in this very specific situation, this very specific example, life is not what I wanted because it is, sorry, I was going to flip it around. It is something that I didn't want. It's that gap. I didn't want that. It's something I didn't want because I did something else. I spent my time unwisely. And so there are billions, or at least hundreds of millions of people all around the world today and this whole season wasting ridiculous amounts of electricity on Christmas lights. And there are probably tens of millions, if not 100 million or more people around the world that are going to family gatherings that they don't want to be a part of just because that's just what you do. But it doesn't have to be that way. Life is whatever you make it. If you don't want to go, if you're one of the unfortunate people that have an abusive family, you don't have to go to them. I am lucky to have mostly tolerable family that I do like to see them once in a while. But I had to put that in there because I don't want it to sound like they're being abusive. Like that's not it. I'm just I really wanted to do this video. Well, actually, I have to do this video in one take. I can't edit this. My computer's all messed up. I don't have editing software right now. Sorry. I'm in the process of fixing it. All that aside, I guess I'm just continuously trying to come up with more examples to drive home the point, but I think I've probably gotten it across. And that's all I can think about today. All the horrible, horrible side effects of this holiday, of people only buying things out of feeling an obligation. People wasting insane amounts of money buying all this pointless plastic junk that never should have been produced in the first place. Continuously fueling this consumer culture that's destroying the planet. Like, none of this has to exist. There's absolutely no reason for any of this to be this way. Life is literally whatever we make it. We can just choose to act differently, to act better, to solve problems instead of creating them. And that's what I'm trying to do with my life, I guess.